Hello, I'm Rick Petry, founder of Ultimate Success Coach and the Impossible is Nothing podcast. Welcome to the Impossible is Nothing Ultimate Success Coach Success Principles video series. You know, Bob Proctor talks a lot about carrying a copy of Think and Grow Rich with him for over 50 years, every single day. And according to Bob, that book changed his life. In this video, I want to talk to you about a book that changed my life. It's this book right here, The Success Principles. It's written by my good friend and mentor, Jack Canfield. Now this book, The Success Principles, contains 67 principles that when applied to your life on a consistent basis will help you get from wherever you are now to wherever you want to be. And in this video, I want to focus on success principle number 2, which is be clear why you're here. You know, I believe that each of us was intentionally placed on this earth by our Creator. I don't think it's a mistake that you're here and alive at this very exciting time in human history. In other words, I believe we were born on purpose and we were born with a life purpose. Identifying and acknowledging and most importantly honoring this purpose is perhaps the most important action successful people engage in. You see, they don't just live according to others' expectations, and they sure don't just float through life nearly unconscious and completely mindless of what they truly desire from life. Instead, the world's most fulfilled people and the highest achievers intentionally take the time to understand what they're here to do. You see, once they commit to a purpose, they pursue it with incredible passion and enthusiasm. You know, I've traveled around the world talking to people, and I hear a lot of people say something like this: "Oh, Rick, I don't want to talk about purpose. It feels too big." And I understand why some people might feel that way, and honestly, in the past, I felt that way myself. But once I learned to quiet my mind and listen to that still, small, quiet voice inside of me, I discovered my purpose, and my life became magical once I did. So here's the thing. A super simple place to start becoming aware of and feeling what your life purpose may be is by identifying when you shine without even trying. Now that's kind of a rhyme, right? Shine without even trying. Some call this being in a state of flow. It's that place where you seem to be able to do whatever you love almost without any effort at all. So ask yourself, what's meaningful to you? What is it that you love to do? What is it that just lights up your soul? Because when you ask those questions, the answer to the questions will help you discover your purpose. Another way you can discover why you're supposed to be doing what you're supposed to be doing, and the next key you need to unlock the journey of living the life of your dreams, is just to tune into that quiet voice inside of you and pay attention to the key signals around you. And as you strive to hear that voice inside of you, you may be inclined to look to others for help and for guidance, but that's where you have to be careful, because while that's an okay place to start looking for your purpose, make sure you stay tuned into yourself as you search for this vitally important key. Become aware of your behaviors, your attitudes, your likes and your dislikes, and your life experiences. And I mean, really take some time and think about what's working for you, what resonates with you, and what seems like it's calling you out to do something. Also be mindful of what's not working for you, because that will help you figure out what's not your purpose. If it's helpful, write all of it down in a journal, or maybe on your smartphone, or in a tool, maybe like Evernote or something like that, notes in your phone, because you can use that and you can come back to it as often as you like to remind yourself of your purpose and make adjustments and make sure that you're living your purpose as it evolves. And I'll tell you one thing, if you commit to taking this action and actually doing this you might be surprised by what you discover. Here's a simple exercise that you can use to get started. List 2 of your unique personal qualities. I'm talking about things that are really special to you, things that come easy to you. You know, things like maybe being driven or being creative or being artistic. Write those things down. Write them on a piece of paper. Then list 1 or 2 ways you enjoy expressing those qualities while you're interacting with others. Now here's an example. Maybe you're one of those people that like to support other people or inspire other people. Then do this. Assume the world right now is perfect. And this is a perfect time for this exercise, because if you watch TV, if you look on the internet, if you read the newspaper, you're going to hear everything except that the world is perfect. You're going to hear things that maybe scare you, that maybe make you feel uncertain, that maybe cause you to think that, geez, you know, there's no way now that I could ever live the life of my dreams. But I encourage you to resist getting sucked into that, and instead look inside and think about, how is everybody acting with each other in this perfect world that we just talked about? Not the one on TV, but the one that you can imagine. Ask yourself, what does that feel like? What do you see? What do you smell? What do you hear? And then write the answers to those questions down in a statement. And when you write it in the present tense, describing the ultimate condition, this perfect world as you see it and as you feel it. Now here's where it gets really good. Combine the 3 prior subdivisions into a single statement, and voila, there's your life's purpose. Here's some examples of some purpose statements that people in some of our recent workshops have written. Here's one: to use my humor, creativity, and knowledge to inspire, uplift, and empower people in recovery to stay sober. Now that was a life purpose written by somebody that was a recovery coach and an author. Here's another example: to inspire and empower small business owners to systematize, that's a big word for a small guy like me. No, I'm just joking. But to systematize for easier revenue generation. That was written by a small business consultant and another author. Here's another example: to inspire people to have faith in themselves and believe in their natural genius. That one was written by an educator. And here's another one: to raise healthy, prosperous children who make a difference in the world. That one was written by a full-time homemaker. Here's one more: to use my vast knowledge of integrative medicine to educate, inspire, and empower people to live longer and healthier lives. That was written by a holistic medical doctor. Now, once you discover what your purpose is, the next key is to stay on purpose. Now, I want to stop here for just a minute, because a lot of times when I'm talking to people about purpose, they say, yeah, Rick, but okay, maybe it's not so big and maybe I can kind of figure it out, but what if I get it wrong? What if I come up with the wrong purpose? And then I live my life according to that purpose, and then I get to the end of my life and I figured out that it's all wrong. Here's my answer to that. I think that we are given the possibility to perhaps have multiple purposes throughout the course of our life. See, some people, I think, find out at a very young age what their purpose is. Other people, they may have one purpose at one time. We talked about this in Taking 100% Responsibility, another video in this series, where as maybe a parent, when their children are very young, their purpose is to take care of their children. As the children get older, their purpose changes. Certainly after the children leave, maybe you discover a new purpose. Maybe as you go through life and you get a little bit older, you decide, hey, there's something else that I want to live my life. So there's a different purpose that I want to pursue. But whatever it may be, if you're that person lucky enough to find your purpose when you're young, or you're that person that has multiple purposes, the key is to write that purpose down, to get clear about what that purpose is. That way you can refer back to it and you can make sure that you're staying on purpose. So maybe you're a person that likes to draw, or maybe you like to paint. And if that's you, then maybe you can draw a picture or paint a symbol or something else that represents your life when you're living on purpose. And then you can hang that somewhere where you'll see it every day. Maybe on the refrigerator, put it up on your desk, next to your bed, wherever. When you do this, this will keep you focused on your purpose. You see, the key is to have a purpose. That's the critical part of it. Because if you don't have a purpose, you just tend to kind of float through life, and it's no wonder so many people feel unfulfilled. They don't feel like they're living into their purpose. So I want to thank you for joining me in this part of the show today. If you like what we're doing and you would like to learn more and receive some free gifts, then swing on by my website. It's www.rickpetryspeaks.com. And I also want to give a big shout out to my friends over at Good Fruit Camp Productions for producing this episode. And again, I want to thank you for spending some time with me today. Remember, once you decide what you want, once you get clear about why you're here, anything is possible, and impossible is nothing. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.